the Cherokee, the Wataugens, the Scots-Irish, the South African, and so many more that are as much a part of me as the mountains themselves. I can be traced back to Spanish kings and German queens, but the Appalachians are where I was born. In the dark coal mines, as small boys carried out the coal that their fathers had dug out of the mountains, the father could only look on because it was necessary to survive, always keeping the pain inside so he could keep going, because knowing that his son, grandson, and many generations forward would have a better life than his, and that's what kept him alive. My family and friends who were ripped away from me by the soldiers were taken to a strange place they called Oklahoma. I lost them all on the Trail of Tears. I swore blue, and my brother wore gray. Damn that war. Pot-belly stoves, the cinders left behind, and the smell of burning coal. The wetness of the fog as I breathe in the mountain air in the early morning. Squirrel and ginseng hunting high up on the mountain ridge. On a rainy day, I can smell the wet fur of the deer as they approach, and the wild turkey cannot hear me walking on the wet leaves. Hunting is not my sport. It's a way of life, and it's the way I feed my family. Sent to get tomatoes out of the garden for supper, the salt shaker hidden in your pocket. And as you bite on a mountain tomato that's been passed down through the generations, the flavor explodes through all of your senses as the warm juice runs down your chin. The green tobacco fields move like water as the fall blows over the leaves. And soon they will be copper brown, and I'll hang them in the barn that I built with my family. Yes, my wallpaper is newspaper, but it helps keep the cold out. And yes, that is my new pickup, my new bass boat, and the giant satellite dish next to my trailer. And yeah, it's all paid for, and I'm happy. The TVA took away our family land, even though it was for the greater good, they say. I miss that farm. I smell the moonshine still as I walk through the woods. Should be ready to run off a batch soon, if the revenuers don't find it. Friends that I lost because someone used a radiator. I still remember the black specks of coal dust and my grandfather's spit, and thinking to myself, he hasn't been in that mine for over 15 years. This was his sacrifice, so that I could live. The missing fingers, the broken bones, the lost friends and family. It was worth it all to him, so he could get to this point in his life, watching his young grandson play on the porch swing, knowing he would do it all over again, just to feel the way that he does right now. The love of a mountain woman for her man is only overshadowed by the love for her children and grandchildren. The love that could never be broken, and neither can she. Many have tried, and all have failed. Many generations are buried in this soil that have already passed on. We tend to our own graves on Decoration Day to show our respect. They lived, loved, and died Appalachian. Some stayed in the mountains they call home, and others, they left to try to find a better life for their families. But they all still have that something about them, no matter where they are. It's called pride. It's called honesty and helping those in need. It's called Appalachian. Blood feuds, tent revivals, flea markets, hog killings, company script, the train whistle late at night, cars that stop on the side of the road when the dead pass, snake handling, the rooster crowing as the sun comes up, getting flogged when gathering eggs, outhouses with magazines to read and to use, turning the antenna outside so your dad can see the news, rabbit ears with aluminum foil on them, drinking from a spring on the side of the road, canning food, eating homegrown food from the garden, and sharing it with others so they don't go without, picking up pop bottles for change to get candy from the corner store, frog gigging, watching the garden grow, dirt track racing, bluegrass music, the long wait after a cave-in, the pain of death, and the joy of a newborn Appalachian baby, thunderstorms under a tin roof, the tornado that took my aunt, the neighbor who had nothing and fed me anyway. Her kindness to others taught me more than she could ever know. Hickory switches that you had to get yourself. Teachers who cared enough to listen. Learning to drive on icy mountain roads. All the ones I lost to Massacre Mountain, and there were many. The friends and family who had retired and finally made it, only to then pass away. My first kiss, my first love, my 2 sons' eyes as I held them for the first time. My father's face as he held them for the first time, and how proud I am, and he would be, of the 2 Appalachian young men they've grown up to be. Yeah, I'm made up of many things, many mixed races, and mixed colors, from the Cherokee warrior, the field hand, the farmer, the soldier, the teacher, and the coal miner, and many others that have lived, loved, and died in these mountains. And this is where and what I come from. I am Appalachian.